Hi, my name is Derek Narenberg, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to map a motorcycle trail. The JuicyTrails map is built using OpenStreetMap data. In the JuicyTrails map, motorcycle trails are colored green, as you see here. Today we are going to map the Butterknife Trail, and here is what it looks like after I mapped it. Okay, so let's map a motorcycle trail. To do so, you just need to go to JuicyTrails.com, and you just need to move the map to the area where you'd like to map a trail. So here we are south of Grand Junction, Colorado. There is a little portion of the Butterknife Trail that I'd like to map today. So it's right here. To map it, I'm just going to click Improve this map. It's going to open up the OpenStreetMap ID editor customized for JuicyTrails. And before I start mapping, I'll just point out a couple of features of this map editor. First of all, it obviously includes OpenStreetMap data represented there, and then it also includes the JuicyTrails map style by default, which is what we're looking at. Other types of background imagery are provided, of which the Bing aerial imagery is super helpful. And then it also includes the Strava global heat map data represented by these blue dots that you see. The Strava heat map is probably one of the best things that's ever happened to trail mapping because it shows where users have actually traveled a trail. So what I normally do is I normally turn that off to make sure there's indeed a trail underneath that heat map data. And there we can see the trail in the Bing aerial imagery. I also know there's a trail there because I've ridden this awesome trail many times. And so to map it, this is the missing portion we want to map right here. To map it, just click the line tool and start drawing a line. And I'll point out that you don't need to map every twist and turn and fine curve of a trail. Just need to hit the major corners, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Double click the last point. So there is our vector line that we roughed in. This editor also includes another awesome tool called the slide tool. To access it, just click off the line and then click back on it again, and you'll get this palette of tools. And this is the slide tool right here, and you'll see what it does is it'll align the vector line with the Strava global heat map data, which is a super handy tool because it allows you to rapidly map trails. So there we have our vector line. Now we need to tag it because tags tell OpenStreetMap and also the JuicyTrails server how to render a trail. So we're going to tag this a path because it's a multi-use trail where hiking and biking is also allowed. So I'm going to click path again, and that's going to apply the highway equals path tag to that vector line or the way. And I'm going to name it first. I'm going to call it the Butterknife Trail. We don't need to add trail. And so we're going to add foot equals yes, bicycles equals yes. And then we need to scroll down here to all tags to apply the motorcycle tag because it's not provided by default as an option. So we'll just click all tags. Well, click it. Click the plus button. Type in motorcycle equals yes. All right. And that motorcycle yes tag is sufficient to render that as a green line in the JuicyTrails map. All right, so we have tagged our trail. Well, we mapped it, then we tagged it, and now it's time to save it. If you don't already have an OpenStreetMap account, it'll ask you to create one here. I already have one, so I'm good to go. So I'm going to type in a commit message that called create Butterknife Trail section. I'm going to save that. That's going to upload that edit to OpenStreetMap. The JuicyTrails server will pick it up within 24 hours and show that as a green line called Butterknife.